Hello and thank you for joining us on the news at 1. I am Veronica Dan Ikboy. We begin with this latest development from the political scene as a federal high court in Abuja has restrained the Independent National Electoral Commission, that's INEC, from recognizing or participating in any state congresses conducted by committees appointed by the caretaker leadership of the African Democratic Congress. Delivering judgment on Wednesday, Justice Joyce Abdul-Malik held that the responsibility for conducting state congresses rests with the party's state executive committees, not the national leadership. The court further ruled that the 4-year tenure of the ADC's state working committees and state executive committees remains valid and subsisting, pending the conduct of properly constituted congresses and the convocation of a national convention. Justice Abdul-Malik also held that neither the Constitution of Nigeria nor that of the party empowers the caretaker Interim National Working Committee led by David Mark to appoint committees for the purpose of conducting state congresses. Well, for more on this development, Executive Director Kayode Ladende joins me, Executive Editor, joins me on the news this hour. Of course, perhaps we're trying to elevate you, your position. But Thank you for joining us on the news at 1. Now, this is such an interesting dimension to this new court ruling that we are seeing. We know that ADC have been going through a lot of issues lately regarding legal matters, and here we are again. One thought that when the court said return to status quo ante bellum, a lot of things would have been settled. We saw the congresses happen, and we felt perhaps, oh, everything has been sorted. Perhaps a backroom sorting of the whole matter had happened. But here we are again with another ruling. How do you interpret this?
So it's important that we also emphasize the point you just raised. This is a different case, different from the one where the judgment is reserved, and we're still waiting for that date. We recall that ADC even wrote to the CJN, to see what they can do to expedite action on that. But this is a ruling. And this might also be a pointer that probably there are other cases that a lot of Nigerians are not following up. So for me, talking about this case, if you look at the merit of that judgment, it speaks volume about party, and it speaks volume about the power of the Constitution. Even in this case, the Constitution is being quoted. I think I would like to quote this particular section where they said, according to the section 223 of the 1999 Constitution provides that political parties shall conduct periodic elections on a democratic basis, while Article 23 of the party's Constitution provides that national and state officers shall hold office for a maximum of 2 terms of 8 years. So this is the party constitution and the Grundnorm, the 1999 constitutions as amended, agree with each other. So saying that, hey, did they finish their tenure? Did they actually, let loose or relinquish their position for this new set of executives? Because what they're simply saying is, we do not subscribe to the David Mark-led leadership. So this is to say that this is built on nothing, because the state congresses they've cancelled, and you can't have convention without state congresses. So this is to say that the real foundation is even faulty, let alone recognizing the David Mark-led NWC. So I feel that this is a serious case. You would expect that ADC will approach the court. Where I feel ADC might have a bit of challenge is, how do you explain this a way that is an internal party crisis, but they are quoting the Constitution, and the Constitution has not been, deleted from the document as it is.
But one would think that politicians of their standing and ranking would know what to do and know that there are implications, whatever their actions are. But here we are today talking about this whole matter, and the court is saying what you have done is wrong. Return to status quo as it is, if one is to interpret it as such. But when you look at this whole matter and you look at the fact that a lot of Nigerians were hoping that the ADC will be that perhaps opposition that Nigerians perhaps can look up to for the 2027 election, but it is now merged with so many legal cases that is threatening its standing as it is.
So, totally so, in the sense that if you look at it, politicians sometimes they are blinded by their ambitions, they are blinded by whatever they want to achieve. And some of them who are even lawyers, who have some semblance of law, perhaps may have also whispered to them that, hey, I think this is going to boomerang in the later future, but they must have ignored them, or they also kept quiet, thinking that somebody just going to play along. But in this case, it's a case of not everybody that was in ADC, the old ADC, or the real ADC, so to say, agreed with this move to have the David Mark and his cohorts, into the party. This is what is playing out. And it's also a pointer that when ADC was fighting the INEC chairman, it was a wrong fight, in my view, because what the INEC chairman has said is that, hey, there's an appeal court that does not recognize you guys. It is better you go and settle this issue. We cannot recognize you. Now, you're dealing with that, and meanwhile, there's another case validating in court what the appeal court, not even INEC, what the appeal court had ruled. So I think we should leave the INEC chairman out of this equation, face the legal issue, face the legal order, but it's looking like time is running out.
Time is running out. Well, we'll have to leave the conversation here now. Executive Editor Kayode Ladendi, thank you for your time on the news.